In this video, I will show you how you can update your Trello card details directly and automatically from the Google Sheets. Okay, so currently I have the card name as the email address of the person and I only have the name of the person as the information. Okay, but after that I have also collected the phone number and the Instagram handle of the person, which I would like to update as the description, basically in the description of my Trello cards. Okay, so what exactly I am going to do is, firstly, with the help of the name of the card, basically with the help of the email address, I am going to find out that whether this card detail is already exist in Trello or not. If my automation will find that yes, this card exists, then it will immediately update the rest of the information in the description of the card. Okay, and I am going to automate this whole process with the help of an automation and integration software, Pabbly Connect, and I am an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so you can see I am already logged in. You can also create your free account in Pabbly Connect in just 2 minutes from the sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test this automation. Now once you will reach to the dashboard, simply click on this blue button, that is create workflow, and provide any random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I am going to provide the name something like update existing Trello card details from Google Sheets. Okay, I'm going to provide this particular name. Let me first also correct the spelling of the card. Now I will click on create in front of you and you will notice two boxes. These are trigger and action, and here the trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So whenever this happens, then automatically do this. Understand with an example also. Okay, let's say whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, then automatically send an email via Gmail application to your customers. Okay, so this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are building an automation. And here, according to our use case, whenever any new detail is updated into the Google Sheets, then automatically update those details into the Trello application as well. Okay, so this is how I have selected both the applications in this trigger and the action application. And now the idea here is I am going to connect both the applications one by one with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, so firstly I will select the trigger event, that is new or updated spreadsheet row. Again, you will see that a webhook URL will be received. Okay, so with the help of this URL only, I am going to build a connection in Pabbly Connect and this spreadsheet. Okay, so how you can do that? Well, the instructions for the same is already given here. You will have to follow these instructions very carefully. Okay, so firstly copy this webhook URL, go to your spreadsheet, click on extension, click on add-ons, click on get add-ons, and here you will have to search for the Pabbly Connect webhooks add-on. Alright, so I am searching for the same, that is Pabbly Connect webhooks add-on, but you will see that this add-on is already installed into my account. Okay, so that is why I am going to directly close it. But make sure if you are building this connection for the first time, you will have to firstly install this add-on, and after that you can find your add-on here. Okay, click on this initial setup, and here exactly we will paste the same webhook URL which we have received via Pabbly Connect. Okay, so firstly I have deleted the existing data. Let me come back, copy this webhook URL and pasting it here, and now it will ask you the trigger column. Okay, so first read the instructions. The trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So basically it is asking you to provide a column name on the filling of which this automation will trigger, or you can say the data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Okay, so currently I have the last column as E. Whenever the data is filled in E column, this automation should trigger. Okay, so I have provided the trigger column, and here you can see it is waiting for the webhook response. Okay, so as soon as I will click on the send test button, you will notice that the same row data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Okay, I have clicked on submit, clicking on close, coming back to Pabbly Connect, and here you can notice the response is received. Let me show you the details one by one. Okay, so here we have the same updated data, here we have the same trigger column, we have the same spreadsheet name, we have the phone number of the person, the row index, the person name, email address, and the Instagram handle. So the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in between our spreadsheet and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. Okay, so now onwards what will happen happen? Every time someone is going to update the trigger column, the details will be fetched up via Pabbly Connect instantly, because this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. But for that, you will have to enable one more very important settings, that is send on event. Okay, so if you will enable this option, this will ensure that every time this trigger column is getting filled, the data will be sent automatically to Pabbly Connect. Okay, let me show you that this option is now enabled. Okay, so come back to Pabbly Connect and the first step of our automation is done. Okay, and now I am going to search for this particular card, whether this card is already exist or not. Okay, so just like we have connected Pabbly Connect and Google Sheets, now I am going to connect Trello and Google Sheet. But let me first search for the action event, which is going to be the search card. Yes, with the help of search card action event, I am going to firstly search for this card into the Trello, clicking on connect, then clicking on add new connection, and for the connection it is asking for the username, the API and the token. Okay, which you can get from this hyperlink. Yes, directly click on this hyperlink, and if you are already logged in into your Trello account, it will directly provide you the details. Okay, so this is the API key which I have copy and pasted. Now you will have to click on this generate a token button and then click on the allow button, and this is how a token will be also generated, which you can directly copy from here and paste it here. And this is how your Trello account will be connected with the Pabbly Connect. Let me also provide the username first. Alright, so I have provided the username and clicked on save, and this is how, after providing all the details, my Trello application is connected with the Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking that which card name, basically which card you would like to search for. You will have to provide the name. Okay, so I'm going to provide the data from the Google Sheets. Okay, from the Google Sheets data, and the interesting thing is I don't need to manually copy the name of the card and paste it here. When I will click on this field, you will find the same data, the above data here in the drop down. Okay, so this was the name of the card. Let me add the email ID, let me map the email ID. Okay, now you must be thinking, what is this mapping? Okay, so whatever the details you're going to map here, these details will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. Okay, next it has asked for the board name. Okay, so I have the board name as leads. Okay, so I have added the same. Okay, and the card name is done, the board name is done. I will leave it blank, directly clicking on this button save and send test request, and this time I am expecting all the card details to be fetched up automatically into Pabbly Connect. And here you can notice we have received all the card details. Okay, so if I will edit this card in front of you, we have the description as name dash demo user. Let me show you the same detail here into the response, so that you can understand that yes, it is the same data, it is the data of same card. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in Trello and Pabbly Connect is working also absolutely fine. Okay, now I am going to update the few more data into the same card. Okay, so how I am going to do that? Again, I will have to apply the Trello application step. Okay, so let me search for the same, that is Trello. Okay, so I have searched for the same, and this time instead of selecting the search a card, this time I will select update a card. Okay, let me search for the same, that is update a card. Okay, clicking on connect, and this time instead of going with the new connections, I will go with the existing connection, clicking on save, and this is how Trello and Pabbly Connect will be connected once again. Now it will ask you the board name. Remember, we have the board name as leads. Then it will ask you the list ID. Well, instead of selecting the list ID, the card ID from the drop down, I am going to again map these ID from where? From the previous response data. Basically, it is asking that whatever the card you would like to update, provide the list ID and card ID of that card. Okay, so that is why we have already fetched the information of our existing card. Let me show you. Here we have the list ID, and where is the card ID? Let me show you that as well. Alright, so here you can notice we also have the card ID, and again instead of selecting this data from the drop down, I am going to map this data, because because if I will specify the list ID, what will happen? Every time the data will be updated in the same list and in the same card, okay? But I want this automation to be work every time on the Google Sheets databases, okay? So let me remove the existing ID, okay? And then I will map the list ID from my previous step data, okay? So let me search for the list ID. Alright, so this is the list ID which I have mapped successfully, and here in the card ID also I will firstly enable the mapping button, remove the existing ID, and let me search for the card ID, okay? So where is the card ID? And here we have the same card ID, asking for the name, which is a required thing, okay? So I will map the email address only, because remember we have all the card name as the email address of the person only, okay? So let me again map the email address of the person. Alright, and finally I will update the rest of the details into the description field, okay? So if I will click on this field, instead of simply providing only these two details, I will also provide the person name as well, because this time we are actually updating the description. So what will happen? The existing value will be updated completely, okay? Basically the existing value will be first deleted and then the new value will be updated, okay? So I want all the information to be updated into the new description, okay? So firstly I'm going to write name, and then firstly I will map the name of the person, pressing an enter, and then here I will map the phone number of the person, alright, giving a hyphen, and let me search for the phone number as well, and lastly I will map the Instagram handle of the person, okay? Let me again map this Instagram handle as well. Alright, so I have provided all the details, and now I am going to directly clicking on this button. But let me tell you again, whatever the details I have provided manually, these details will remain same, and whatever the details I have mapped here, these details will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time, okay? So currently we are updating this specific card, so clicking on the save and send test request button and waiting for the response to be received, which is already received. Let me go back to my Trello application, and here you can notice we have the name as well as with the phone number and as well as the Instagram handle as well, okay? So this is how now onwards every time you are going to write yes here, the details will be updated automatically into the Trello card. But here we have one more interesting twist, okay? Whenever I am searching for the card, that whether this card exists or not, in this case because the card was already exist, that is why we have received the data. But what about that case? What about such cases when this card does not exist, okay? In that case I don't want this automation to proceed further. For that, here before this update card step, I will apply one more action step, that is filter, okay? Well, filter is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect via which you can apply different kind of conditions within your workflow, within your automation. And currently in this case I will apply the condition as that if that card exists, then only this automation should proceed, otherwise the automation will stop here only, okay? So in this select label you will notice we have all step data. So firstly I will search for the card name, okay? So we have the card name as the email address, okay? Well, instead of the card name, I think I should search for the card ID, okay? Let me show you the same. Remember we have received a lot of details, okay? If this card ID exists, that means this ID, this card already exists into the Trello application. If this card ID does not exist, if it will give me the data as a blank, in that case I can understand that this card information is not available into the Trello card. In that case my automation, my filter step will be false, okay? Let me show you how we can do that. Alright, so searching for the same, that is card ID, okay? Let me directly search with the card ID. If that card ID exists, okay, whenever this card ID exists, our condition will be true, okay? But if this card ID does not exist, our condition will be stop and this automation will stop here only. Okay, so now it is completely up to you whether you would like to apply this filter or not. Okay, I just wanted that if the card does not exist, the step should not be executed further. That is why I have applied the same. And just in case if you want that the card does not exist, then in that case one more new card should be created automatically into the Trello from the Google Sheets. If you also want to learn the same, well, we have already done a nice video on the same topic, that how one can create a new cards in Trello directly from the Google Sheets. You can check our channel. And just in case if you want to access this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of this automation into the description box. Okay, you just need to click on this link and sign up into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access this workflow, this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.